All right, guys, so I want to react to part 2 of a series by Mr. James Krug, who does an excellent job. Go follow him, subscribe to his channel if you want to support his work, in which he asks people, do they still support Black Lives Matter after all the information about the sketchy things that they're doing with their finances, like, you know, buying large mansions, right? And in this episode, part 2, he's actually going to be asking college students how they feel about Black Lives Matter, the organization, and if they still trust Black Lives Matter even after this information came out. And I want to react to some of it. So before I get into this, I just want to let you guys know, if you like my channel, you want to support my channel, you can do so using the links in the description below. You support the Patreon, you support the PayPal, you support the merch. There are multiple ways to support the channel if you would like to do so, including getting yourself one of my signature BLM shirts, aka Buy Large Mansions shirt, which is very fitting for this video. So if you guys want to check out one of those shirts, you can do so at the website gforemanbcp.com. Use discount code gforemanbcp for 20% off. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this.
Buying mansions. What's going on, everyone? James Krug here. The Black Lives Matter organization brought in about $90 million of donations in 2020 alone. And how have they used these donations? They purchased a mansion in Southern California for about $6 million and provided funds to BLM Canada to purchase another similarly priced mansion. So, do people still trust the BLM organization? Today, we are at the University of Texas in Austin to find out. Let's go talk to some people.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
You're cool with that?
Yeah.
You support it. What do you think?
Support 100%.
Yeah.
I 100% support them.
How about you?
I support them as well. I took part in the movement when it happened, so it would only make sense to support an organization with the same ideals.
I do not. They are a little extreme with the way they talk about like reforming society. I think that there's ways to do it within the system that is existing, and that they're asking for a little bit too much.
Wow, a reasonable person, right? That's educated on this organization. And I guarantee you, most of those other students that said yes, they're not educated on the organization. They've never been to the website. They never read about the values, the mission statement. They haven't read any of that stuff. Because anybody that is sane, that reads what BLM, the organization, is actually about, you can't support that, right? Obviously, you can't, unless you're a woke, radical feminist, right? I mean, that's basically the only people that are supporting this type of stuff at this point.
Were you aware that the Black Lives Matter organization had to suspend online fundraising or no?
I was not.
The Black Lives Matter organization, blacklivesmatter.com, they suspended online fundraising, right, recently, after states have threatened them with legal action for $60 million of missing donation records. Okay? They have $60 million of missing donation records. Were you guys aware of that?
I wasn't actually.
Amazon took them off their charity platform. Charity Watch, who grades charities, gave them a question mark, saying they don't know where the money's going. And recently it was announced that they had purchased a $6 million mansion in Southern California, 20-car garage, 7 bedrooms, etc., for creating video content. And I want to know, do you guys trust the organization, the Black Lives Matter organization?
I don't think I'm educated enough in the subject for me to have an opinion on it.
After hearing that, do you trust the organization?
Not as much as I did like 5 minutes ago.
I don't know anything about the financial side, but the movement, I support that.
You know, every organization is kind of like that.
Buying mansions?
Remember when everything was happening, I went to their webpage, and I was like, what are these guys really about? Like, are they as extreme as they seem on television? And from what I read, almost, yeah.
At UTV.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. That guy actually went and did his research. He actually read about it and was like, hey, you know what? I don't agree with this. And he doesn't seem like a conservative, right? He seems like somebody that's probably like the typical college student, pretty liberal, right? And even he read that, he was like, no, this is too radical for me, right? And I also love how when the liberals say that they're not educated enough to give opinion, after this dude just educated them, right? He just told them like, yo, this is what this organization is doing. And then she's just like, oh, well, I'm not educated enough for this. Incredible. incredible. But you was educated enough to say that you support the organization, right? You was educated enough to support it, but you wasn't educated enough to have an opinion. After he gave you more information, he educated you more on the organization. Again, it's fascinating how that works.
We have like smaller organizations where we like go directly, like everything that we have donated us goes directly to the proceeds. But because this is such a like larger like organization, it's like hard to see if I can trust it or not. I just need to like look at more information to see.
Sometimes the way we spend the money isn't the best, but the intentions and the mission of the organization might be right. But it's just, I think that's more of an organizational issue more than like something that would affect if I trust them or I trust what they're fighting for.
What? I mean, the whole point, right, is they're fighting for something, and you're supposed to give them money to fight for what they're supposed to be fighting for. They can't fight for what they're supposed to be fighting for if you're not giving them money. So if you're giving them money and then they're taking the money and using it for stuff they're not supposed to be using it for, then they're not fighting for what you want them to be fighting for. So again, I don't understand. What they do financially tells you everything about the organization, because you have to fight with money, right? That's how you fight. You fight with money. You need resources. Okay, you got to pay people. You got to do all types of stuff. And if you're not using the money correctly, that matters, right? How can you support an organization that's not using the money the way they claim they're supposed to be using it?
They had purchased a $6 million mansion in Southern California. Did you hear about that?
Yes.
What are your thoughts about that?
I don't know enough to be able to make a judgment. I do know that when you make contributions, you allow the organization that receives the fund to spend them as they wish, unless they tell you otherwise.
In 2020.
What organization that's supposed to be fighting for social justice, that's ran by a bunch of communist lesbian women, are buying $6 million mansions? Not one, but two, right? One in the U.S. and one in Canada. What organization is doing that? Oh, I don't know. I don't have enough information to give you an opinion. I don't know. I don't know enough. These people kill me, bro.
They had sent roughly around the same amount of money to BLM Canada to buy another $6 million mansion. Do you think this is what people had in mind when they were donating to the Black Lives Matter organization?
Of course not. Like, no one wants, I mean, I don't see the purpose of the mansion, especially for that amount.
No, of course not. It's unnecessary. At the very least, you should be buying like corporate space to be doing operations, not a house.
When it comes to the organization doing that, does that sound weird to you? Like them buying a mansion? You don't care?
I don't really care. I support the movement, but I don't really care about the financial side because everything's kind of up anyway. So it's all about the cause.
But that's
It's all about the cause. How do you get the cause accomplished? How do you get the goal accomplished? You think you're going to get the goal accomplished by just, screaming and yelling, right? Not having any resources, wasting the resources on mansions? Again, that guy just don't want to be called racist. He's just like, I just support it no matter what. I don't care about the actual financials in it. I support the movement. I'm down with the brown, right? I'm down with the cause.
Okay, but I have the right intentions there. No, I know it's good, but you should care about both also.
And they stated that they were using the house to maybe create some content, YouTube content. They haven't created that much content from the house, but do you think that that was a misuse of donation funds? What do you think?
You're baiting me.
Well, I'm asking you a tough question.
No, you're baiting me because I don't know. You're suggesting that they are using the money for other purposes other than what they announced that they were going to use them for.
Well, they did purchase that house with the donation funds. So that's the basic question is, do you think that's a misuse of funds, or do you support the idea of that?
No, I don't have an opinion because I don't know what the reasons are.
I just really can't.
Bruh, he's literally educating you on these things, and he just don't want to say anything. He don't want to be called racist, right? He said, you're baiting me because you're giving me facts. Apparently giving him facts and saying, they spent this much money on a house. They said they were going to create YouTube content with it, and they haven't really created much YouTube content with it. What do you think about that? You're baiting me, right? You're baiting me with facts. Amazing.
Cannot think of why they bought that, like spent that much money.
Their words, it was to film content.
There's outside nature that can happen for free. I think that's just very weird to me.
To support Black Lives Matter, or make videos about what?
It would be around. I mean, Patrice Kohler, she's a co-founder. She did on her own YouTube channel, she was doing cooking videos in the mansion. Basically, it would be like black content creators can go there and film content. I'm not sure how much content they really
Wait, so
filmed.
it's in support of Black Lives Matter then?
Oh, that's what they would say. Yes, correct.
Oh, well, in my opinion, that wouldn't be like as bad as if it was like for something random then.
I still think it's kind of odd. Like, I mean, they were doing all these protests, raising money. Now they're using it just to like make videos in a house.
But at the same time, aren't like the leaders of the BLM organization, aren't they like, I don't want to say like white people? I don't know. That was like one of the main reasons I didn't really want to support the org. I still,
Was it because white people were leading it?
yeah, it didn't make sense how.
Who was white?
I don't
at
know,
the top?
but it wasn't like run by 100% black people.
The board members and the co-founder, they're
Like the
black.
organization in general, it wasn't like 100%. I supported their mission, not like the actual organization.
I think what she's trying to say is that the organization is being promoted by white liberals. So I think that's what she's trying to say. Obviously, it's not run by white liberals. I mean, unless you count the Democrat Party, right? Which, I mean, there was speculation that the money could have been going to the Democrat Party. Again, we really don't know about that. But, you know, hey, I mean, who knows? I'm just saying. I think she's saying that she was skeptical because she saw so many white liberals promoting the organization.
I like their initiative, but
They tried.
yeah.
Did you support them, or do you still support them just in general?
Yeah, I support the movement.
The movement?
Yes.
Not the organization?
I have qualms with what I forgot her name, but she.
Patrice Cullors, maybe?
Yeah, the how she claims to be a Marxist and then owns all these expensive houses.
Yeah, I've heard some bad stuff about them. Just like, I mean, with any group, there's obviously, like, I've heard people say they're mostly peaceful or something like that, which is like a weird thing to say about a group. They should just be completely peaceful.
Yeah, there aren't good people, they're bad people, and sometimes people do make bad choices. But I don't want that to reflect what the meaning of Black Lives Matter means to me or what it means to everyone else.
Patrice Cullors, the co-founder of Black Lives Matter, has been openly Marxist. And I kind of want to ask the question, you know, does an openly Marxist organization that's spending their money on million-dollar mansions, should that be the big voice for black Americans in this country? What do you guys think?
I just feel like there shouldn't be one person who speaks for all of black people in America. And then that shouldn't be
Maybe not even just one organization at the time.
I mean, it's one thing if you're.
Yeah, so I'm not going to do the whole thing. If you guys want to check out the original video and the rest of it, you can do so. I'll put the link in the description. So, yeah, as you see that a lot of these college students, they're not really educated on BLM and, you know, what they're spending their money on and the sketchy stuff going on, but they'll come out here and say, oh, I support it, right? But then once they get educated on it, it's like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of how most things works in politics. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a black conservative perspective. Peace.